not a scientist. I'm not an expert in footballs. I'm not an expert in football measurements.
Why can't you hold on to football? It's so goddamn hard about holding on to it.
Cash.
Stacks?
Stacks, are you there?
Stacks, are you there? I am. Are you there?
I'm here. Welcome to week 2.
What? You can hear me? This is insane.
And there's a bit of an echo, but we're going to pray that goes away.
Hello, 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 hello. Echo, echo, echo.
Cash.
Yes.
Cash is me.
Yes, I know. I'm saying yes, you are. Your money, your cash.
But maybe
I'm Stacks.
Yeah. Well, Stacks got the cash this week. Congratulations on that $5,000 win.
Thank you, my friend. You know what? I want to, thank all the podcasters I listen to that kind of helped me get there. My man Pete Davidson, shout out Pete Davidson. He had the little tip on Jordan Reed, and that came through big. I'm going to give myself though a little shine. It's daring to go double stack tight end, and that's what kind of got me there. I had 5 tight end touchdowns in a value that was I think with Higbee and Jordan Reed, we're talking under $8,000 for 5 tight end or 5 touchdowns. That's just that was beautiful. So I'm excited. I was 1 point away or 0.7 away from 10 G's, and word on the street is my lineup was 6 points over the Millie Maker winner. So I feel like I belong. I'm excited, and let's go get some more for the rest of this year. Let's win the Millie. Let's do it. That's my goal.
So Stacks, I'm trying to give some context here for posterity when the aliens pick this up and
Right.
listen to the podcast in the future. Stacks played in a 50-cent DraftKings tournament this past weekend. It was what? Just a Sunday 1 and 4 o'clock game?
Yeah, the 13 game slate, it was $125,000 total, purse kind of to everybody. Almost 300,000 entries were placed, and your boy got number 2.
Number 2. It was intense, man. He went from like 4th to 2nd during overtime of the Chiefs game.
God bless time.
Yeah, he had CH. That was intense. You ended up losing by, what'd you say, 0.6?
0.6, yeah. It was 251.7 to 251.1. Yeah, but super close. Just so razor's edge here. 7 yards. I lost by 7 yards.
Yeah. So welcome to the Fantasy Millionaires. This is where you learn to become a fantasy millionaire. If this entry was put in the Millie Maker, he would have won by 6 points. Stacks would be a straight millionaire right now.
Well, you know what? I'm a thousandaire right now. So you know what? At least welcome to the Fantasy Thousandaires Club.
Yeah.
Cheers. I'm excited to be in it, and it's in it to win it. I'm talking to my guy Mike today, talking to my guy Bo, talking to my guy Jason. This is what we're all doing. It's what we're all chasing. Pete Overzet just hit 3,400 in a tournament last night. Shout out Pete Overzet. Well done, man. Like, this is the little guys getting some on the big dogs, and so it's good to take down a little bit. And that was a lineup that I created on my own. It wasn't an optimized lineup, or I didn't put in 150 lineups. I put in 5 lineups. So it was $2.50 investment. Got me back 5 G's. I'm going to take it to the bank and then ask my wife what she wants to do with it.
Yeah, I say the word. You're going to get some flooring for the lady, huh?
For the ladies, you gotta. You know what? The ladies are really what run the world. Let's not lie. Men are great. If you want to mess stuff up and break it and then build it up again, stuff. But the ladies, they're where it's really at. I'm a big firm believer in the ladies, and I live with 3 of them. And one day they might listen to this, and I want them to know I love them, and I never talk anything bad about them because they'll get me.
But your lady doesn't think it's real. She thinks it's fake money somehow. Like it's like a fake online poker account that doesn't have real money. She doesn't. She doesn't think that you just really made $5,000 over the past weekend.
No, it was really interesting. As it unfolded, I didn't open the app until it was 5:30. I opened the app at halftime of the second round of games because that's just kind of where I want to see where I'm at. And as I did that, I looked down. I said, it's, $850. I was like, oh, whoa, that's something different. Let me investigate that. And I found I was sixth place in this 125K tournament, and I had players left who were playing, and the couple guys in front of me were out. They were done. So I went upstairs. I showed my wife. I said, "Hey, check this out. Like look at this." I showed it to her. She goes, "What are those green numbers with money symbols in front of those? What are those?" I'm like, "It's money. It's the money I'm winning right now." And she's like, "That's not real. Get out of here." I was like, "Okay, fine." Went downstairs. Went to 1,000. I was like, "Oh." Came up to her. I was like, "Look, 1,000." She's like, "Nah, it's nothing." Okay. $3,000. I was like, "Look, babe, I'm winning $3,000 right now." And she's like, that's not even real. I was like, "Okay, fine." 5Gs. I go upstairs. I go, "Babe, this is real." She goes, "I'll believe it when it's in my bank account." And I said to her, honestly, I said, "Then you'll never believe it because I'm not putting it in your bank account because I want it."
You know what? It's not real till it's in your bank account. It's funny. It takes about 2 seconds for it to get in there, but it takes a little while for it to get out.
You know what? It's okay. I'm not rushing to get it out. I like going into DraftKings and looking up in the corner and just seeing 5+ G's in there. It just makes you feel good. You smile,
Yeah.
you close the app. You're like, I'm gonna just have a great day today, and not even sweat getting any of that right now. So I'm grateful. I'm thankful, and more to come. For
Well,
sure. So thanks for the shine.
that is a positive week 1 report. Or week 2 report. So yeah, we're gonna get into not just our own personal fantasy stuff. I don't want to talk about my weekend. I'm in the game right now. I have Henry Ruggs going, and he's got like 1.4 points. So I think the score, let's just see at halftime. It's 141.4 to 143.55. And
it's a nail biter.
It might be the only game I win this week. So we didn't have the same sort of weekend.
Well, you know what? I wish you all the best in this game. We do have a great show today, finally on the air after a couple of flibbity flubs, but we're ready to go. We've got our new favorite segment where we look at the management of your team that you have right now, and we tell you what we think about certain guys. Are we going to be elevating these guys after their week 2 performances? Are we going to mitigate them, or we are eviscerating them? After that, we're going to roll into the waiver wire. Who are the pickups that you need on your team? I think the whole NFL was injured this past week. I mean, it was nuts, and we'll get into that.
Yeah.
After that comes my favorite segment, New England Baywatch. There was a great games this weekend. One of them involved New England and Baywatching. So we'll get into that. And then we have our NFL Around the Horn, 3 tweets, and we'll get you out of here within an hour. So thanks for sticking with us. You want to start with Elevate, my friend?
Yeah, Elevate. So I think Antonio Gibson is now he's established himself not as not as someone that he's not an RB2 yet. He's still a flex, but I think Gibson has earned. I think we talked about him last week too, and we said to elevate him. I think he's sort of established himself as the clear cut back there. So he was one of the first people that I was thinking right away because elevate is kind of, you can elevate him from bench to flex, from flex to RB2, RB2 to RB1. Jonathan Taylor just goes straight to RB1.
Right.
And our big pickup of the week last week, Nyheim Hines, he might be Eviscerate. I ended up blowing a good amount of fab in a league where I have an awesome team, so I could blow the fab, and I started him, and I lost that game.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. It's a true story though. It happens more than you'd think, my friend. I like Antonio Gibson. I think the reason is that he has the potential, I think, to be the PPR back there. And we've always thought that. That's not a new, idea or anything. But, my guy who I picked up, thought I was being a little sneaky, picked him up for basically nothing on the next day. Mr. Peyton Barber, I think he had 0.2 points. So I didn't start him, of course, but he didn't spend anything on him either. But that's some straight waiver wire evisceration there on my part. So I do like Gibson coming in this week. He looks like he's getting more touches. Bo McBigtime on the other end is not a big fan. He's kind of just saying he's getting volume, but he's on a bad team. What do you think about that?
He is on a bad team, but volume is king here in fantasy football, and that's what you just said. The other backs, we still don't really know what Bryce Love's going to do. So that's going to be interesting, but he's just established himself as, the one. He's the reason why they got rid of Adrian Peterson. So he was drafted as a flex or a weak RB2, depending on how you drafted. And I think he's just at this point a plug and play in either one of those two positions. So and I think he's just going to keep getting better too. That's the thing, is that he looks like he's going to have a good NFL career. So is he going to be Jonathan Taylor? No, but he does look like he's going to have games where he gets you over 20 points, and if you have that as a flex or an RB2, that's what you're looking for. So
yeah, no, I like that. I mean, you look at the average. He started out, at least in our league, he had around 7.3 points, and then last week 13.5. So he's averaging about 10.4. That's a flex. I hope you maybe have a better flex, but I think that's somebody, if you're maybe hard up for injuries, a lot of injuries are there, he's somebody you can go with. Here's somebody who I really hope you started last week, and that is my guy, Deontay Johnson. I don't know why you wouldn't have started him, but let's just say, you were disappointed week one. You kind of pivoted. Maybe you kind of, were a little salty, and you didn't start him. Last week he came through in a big way. He's somebody who I targeted, heavy target. Going heavy bone with it. Last week, 24.2 against Denver with a touchdown, 92 yards, 8 receptions. So he should be a mainstay in your starting lineup. A wide receiver 2 or 3, possibly, depending on how you're structured, how deep your league is. And if you're loaded for Bear, definitely a flex staple. And if you have him in your flex, like I do, I have him and CD Lamb in my flex. It's going to be hard to beat me this year, guys. So, put him in your flex if you have not started him. He is safe, I think, to go for the rest of the year. He's going to get a lot of targets. He already has 23 targets in that offense. Juju does not have as many targets so far. So that wide receiver 2 is where I'm kind of pumping. Make sure you have him and you never let him out of your sight.
And it looks to me like I don't know where you ended up saying to draft Juju, but I know that I really, down talked him to you and forced you to adjust your ranks. I do think that with Ben Roethlisberger back in the mix, I had him at the end of the 5th round. I would move him up if I could go back, but not that much. I would probably move him up to like the end of the 4th round, because I do think Deontay Johnson is he's going to end up being the wide receiver 1 on that team, and it looks like Juju's going to be used a lot more appropriately, but he's still not going to be the most targeted wide receiver on that team. It's going to be Deontay Johnson. So, that was somebody both the millionaires were hyping, and it's, as of now, it looks like it was worthwhile hype, because he's playing that Antonio Brown role, and he's getting the targets. So I love it. He's definitely I think I had him mitigated on, I think, versus you and crab cakes, and I think I would have lost no matter what, because you had Aaron Jones. But
the crab cake, by the way, is another league Mike and I are in. It's a local league. We have some heavy hitters in there from the DMV area, and I got eviscerated the first week. I think I only scored 82 points. My team looked terrible. This week, though, I'm the top scorer in the league. I might get 170. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. So I agree with you on that. Here's somebody who you should put in your lineup. Calvin Ridley, by the way, if you don't play him in DFS, RFS, TFS, TSA, any SA, you better put Calvin Ridley is going to be a top 10 wide receiver this year. I called it before, and I love Julio Jones. He's great, but old man's limping and gimping and hamstringing, and
that's a PSA right there.
that's just
That's a PSA from Stacks. He's an auto start.
Yeah,
for sure.
I want you to plug and play this year. You're going to get, I bet you get almost 300 points out of that man. He is just in fuego. And I'm not trying to dunk on anybody. I'm just trying to say that's my guy. So that's my guy.
You've been on you've been a Calvinist for a while now. So yeah.
That's a great, I'm going to get a meme out tomorrow with me praying in front of a Calvin Ridley. I love that. Thanks for the inspiration on that. I am 100% a reformed Calvinist.
Stacks has been a Calvinist. He was a Calvinist last year. He's.
I have been.
Yeah. He hides none of it. He's all about Mr. Ridley. So, yeah, man. Who else? Who else is was mitigated that should get elevated that you think?
Well, if you're not starting Russell Gage, kind of sticking with the Calvin Ridley theme, that's really kind of who I really wanted to get to. Russell Gage is a must-play every week now, right? I mean, he had 9 targets the first week. You could have said, fluke, they didn't get Hayden Hurst the ball. Well, guess what? They got Hayden Hurst the ball. He got a touchdown. And guess what? Russell Gage got a touchdown, too. He is somebody who you plug in your flex and you play every single week. He looks like the second best wide receiver on that team right now, and he is not injured. And he is doing well. So, he on that same offense, Matt Ryan. I was talking to somebody today about the conundrum that is the Atlanta Falcons, because we'll kind of talk a little bit about the game later on in the show. But what an incredible game, and it happened again. The Falcons blew a huge lead. Why does this keep happening? I have a little bit of a hot take on it that hasn't been pressed or beat up too much, and maybe we can kind of work it out here. But it's almost like they set themselves up by being such an efficient offense. They can beat you so quickly. They have so many weapons. They throw points on the board, and they do well. And they get out, and that leaves their defense out to dry in the end. And by the time that the other team is catching up, their defense is gassed.
Yeah.
And it's a momentum swing. Like they go so far up, and then they're like, and I don't even think they rest on their laurels or anything like that. They're still trying. But just the natural momentum swings of a game, the other team kind of starts getting back in it little by little, and then it becomes an overwhelming avalanche. And I just feel bad for the Falcons. And you're going to feel bad from all year, because this is what's going to happen all year with teams against them. And I think Russell Gage will be valuable each week in the slot. So that's one of those guys you want to elevate from your bench if you haven't already.
Yeah, we had him last week as a hot pickup. So I think he's definitely he's going from waiver wire to lineup. So
yeah. What about you? You have any other position groups? Maybe if you're looking QB, tight end, I got RB. Who's somebody that you maybe see mitigated and maybe through injury or other ways, it's kind of moving up?
How about Gardner Minshew?
Oh yeah.
What's going on with that dude, bro? Mr. Bud Light.
Bud Light. I'm about to start drinking Bud Light again, and me, I hate that piss water. But I might get Minshew mania this week. Drink 78 of them. Score a few touchdowns, man. That guy's on fire right now.
I mean, who would have thought that the Jacksonville Jaguars were going to be a tough out every week with Minshew?
Here's the thing, not even a tough out, just a sieve of offensive explosion. Whoever plays them is going to shoot, because their defense sucks, and then they have to throw the ball to get back in it. I'm not going to say I saw it coming, but I'll just say almost more than half of my dynasty teams, which is about 18, 20 of them, have Gardner Minshew as my QB2. So call me a prophet of Gardner in some way, because I stacked him with DJ Shark. Here's somebody who, if you don't have him picked up, I don't want to get waiver wire friendly on you, but I'll wait. But there is a Jacksonville Jaguar.
Well, there's a nice segue into who I say to elevate, because he used to be on the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the reason why I thought they were going to be hot trash is when they let go of Mr. Leonard Fournette, and it seems like it's time to activate. I'm not putting him on the pine anymore, dude. Yeah. I had him in week 1 in at least one redraft league, I just thought he was just going to go in there and by the end of the game he'd have a touchdown or something. Nope. And so I was like, okay, well, it's going to happen, but it might not happen till week 3 or 4. Well, no, it happened in week 2. He's good to go. Put him in your lineup.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots with Leonard Fournette already.
Yeah, he was catching the ball. You know, he's established himself as the you know, the most talented back on that team, and had that nice little pointless touchdown at the end that, you know, just
love it.
Oh yeah, it was juicy.
My favorite was all of the SpongeBob gifs, you know, where his nose is all bent out of shape and his arms are backwards and he's all akimbo, and they were just like, but Bruce Arians said that Ronald Jones is the starter. You know,
Yeah.
Those are some of my favorite ones because, you know, somebody, I'm not going to say who, Bo, was talking about playing Ronald Jones, and that's the only bad take I've ever heard that Bo ever produced. So, you know, we all get a mulligan, Bo.
Well, you know, and that's the thing. You know, based on the week before, you know, I knew it would happen. We just didn't know when it was going to happen. So, but I think he's elevate status. Who are you mitigating?
Ooh, man, the mitigations. Dare I say Michael Gallup, because if next week he comes back and catches 7 touchdowns, someone's going to bite me. I'm not going to mitigate him, but he's somebody who, if I put him in my lineup twice, I might have lost twice. You know, he might have been the difference in my wide receiver 2 or my flex position to cost me a game. You know, he's not produced yet. You know, he's not gotten over, you know, 80 yards. He's not gotten a touchdown. He's not really done anything. He's not been targeted as much either. You know, Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb are the 1 and 2 in that offense right now, and Gallup's the 3rd, which is surprising to me because I really saw Gallup kind of taking the next step this year and kind of being a surprising, kind of sneaky little play, but he has not turned out to be that way. So right now, I'm struggling to trust him that much.
What about DeAndre Swift? What do you think about him? Is he mitigate? I mean, he had 12.7 points in our league. I think he caught 6 passes. You know, he's kind of like right borderline.
He's borderline. I think the matchup needs to favor him. I think what you do, you have to look at the schedule and say, is there going to be a passing volume for him? Is there going to be opportunity for him to be in catch up, you know, to come back, whatever it's going to be, you know?
I've got a good one for you. I want to know what you think about my boy, Mr. Golden Tate, now that Saquon Barkley is out. Do you think that that's an interesting elevate in future weeks to come?
I do. I want you to know my feed went down, just so you know.
That's all right. You're good to go on one.
All right. So, you know, I'm going to say that I think that, you know, Golden Tate is somebody who you want to elevate. You want to make sure that he's healthy, for sure. You want to make sure that he's not on the questionable side, kind of going in. But I also think that, you know, you all of those players kind of get a little bit of a bump. I think you but not that much because Daniel Jones is not that great. Let's be honest. That offense is just not the best so far. And you knew it was going to suck. You knew it was going to suffer. They're playing really good defenses. Pittsburgh's defense, really good. Bears defense, still. Yeah, I think that's a long-term investment. I don't think I'm jumping him up right now on my elevate yet. He's on my watch list to elevate.
Yep. I am interested in, you know, probably, I'm interested to see what next week holds. I think he's still a mitigate for me, but I'm excited that I have him because I think that whole offense changes now, and I think with his skill set, I wouldn't be surprised to see him step in. I mean, last week he got almost right around 10 points in PPR. I wouldn't be surprised to see him step in and start getting like 15 points. You know, they're just going to throw more dink and dunks, you know, to get those chunk yards. And he's just perfect for that. So
Yeah. No, I like it. Somebody who you definitely need to elevate, and it might be somebody in the waiver wire that you pick up because I know people are picking him up, but I mean, my genius brain had him, dropped him. Now I have to fight for him possibly if somebody doesn't have him. Jerick McKinnon needs to be an elevate in your lineup with Tevin Coleman out with a knee and Raheem Mostert out, your boy out. He's somebody who all of a sudden has a lot of upside. Jimmy Garoppolo left the game banged up. I don't love that. I mean, the San Francisco offense is kind of struggling right now, but someone's got to run the ball. Someone's got to get those catches out of the backfield. McKinnon might be that guy who's going to just elevate. The rookie, is it Jermichael Hastings? I think he's somebody who is someone to look at as well. He might be a cheap grab or like a next day grab. No one picks him up. He might be getting some volume too because they need offensive weapons in the backfield right now. They got nobody.
Who do you want to eviscerate?
Ooh, okay. So I can personally pull up my own team. I'll talk about some of the guys who I might want to eviscerate. Tevin Coleman on my lineup. He's somebody I might want to get rid of. Peyton Barber, I'm eviscerating him. Mecole Hardman, man, I think Mecole has been a big disappointment so far. Big disappointment. Averaging almost 5 fantasy points a game. I think he's somebody who you might want to eviscerate. He's got big play upside potential, but he doesn't have any volume. They give him like 1 or 2 runs. You got to eviscerate Mecole Hardman, and it hurts me to say that because I love him. I wrote about him in my wide receiver 2 theory breakout. I thought he was somebody who was really going to be up there this year, and so far it hasn't happened. And maybe
what about the Sammy Watkins injury though? I kind of feel like it might not be quite the moment. He did get a concussion, so I don't know if he's going to be good to go this week.
I want to see how that progresses for sure.
I'm gonna say don't eviscerate. I'm gonna say don't eviscerate on Mecole just because. But the truth is that a lot of people have already eviscerated Mecole. He's just he's getting dumped. I own
him in our league. I think only 10% of people have him, so 90% of people have dumped him. So
yeah, you picked him up. I was bummed when you did, because I have Sammy Watkins, so I wanted the backup there.
Yeah, we'll talk BFFs later, and got a whole new meaning for that.
Inside. I've got somebody that I've just got to say it. I said it last week. I can't believe I told everyone to draft this guy. He was one of the people I highlighted. Matt Breida.
Ooh. Gaskins is apparently the way.
Gaskin. Is it Gaskin, right? Or is it with an S? Is it Gaskins? I don't even know.
Gasket? Like a ratchet? Gask? I don't know.
Miles.
Not the
7th round draft pick, Miles Gaskin. Or Gaskins. Yeah. Gaskins.
A lot of gas.
He preview for the waiver wire. I'm gonna say that you should pick him up and that's the thing is that Breida is not the guy. It happens, and you just have to pivot. You have to adjust. Everybody has been, so far through 2 weeks. Miles is available on all the waiver wires. I think everybody's just kind of been waiting to see how this plays out, and I think Breida just, for whatever reason, they are not throwing him the football, and there's just no point in having him. I mean, I think he's had like 4 points and 5 points over 2 weeks. So I would say eviscerate that dude. Here's another guy I think is worth potentially eviscerating. Curtis Samuel.
Ooh, yeah. That offense is bad.
Yeah.
Well, wait. Maybe not. And maybe with CMC out for multiple weeks, they turn to the pass more. So maybe we wait. Maybe give that a 1 week hold, and then we'll come back. Put a pin in that.
That's true.
Because it could pivot the offense away.
He's kind of like the Golden Tate on that team. So them losing their big, chunk yardage guy, he could get featured more. But the thing is that Christian McCaffrey's going to be back, I mean, the injury is an ankle injury, so I don't know the severity of it, but I don't know, 2 to 3 weeks or something like that. I mean, it's, he sprained his ankle is what I understand. So,
Yeah.
it just doesn't look like Curtis. The reason why I'm ready to eviscerate is just Robbie Anderson. He doesn't get to be Curtis Samuel like he was last year. So I don't know.
I got one more guy for you. What do you do? What do you do with Preston Williams so far?
I
He
know.
yeah, just bad to quite bad so far.
Yeah.
Not targeted either. He's averaging 6 targets a game in that offense. He's had 3 receptions for a total of 67 yards. That's not good. That's not good.
I'm in a league where someone for whatever reason chose to eviscerate AJ Brown, and Preston Williams is the worst person on my team. For whatever reason, the timing of it, I'll find out tomorrow. It's a first come first serve league, but I guess the way it worked, he went on waivers. So he's on waivers till tomorrow. So I believe I should get him. So I will be eviscerating Preston Williams for AJ Brown. I would say, I would still say not yet, unless it is that type of situation. But I mean, I get it. It doesn't. It really, if you're looking at the first 2 weeks, he is not. He's not what we thought he was going to be. So, that whole offense is weird. Myles Gaskin.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about? And this is your boy Brandon Ayuk. What do you think about that guy? I mean, it's not that he sucks. It's just that offense is. I mean,
yeah. I mean, with all the rookies, I think you're gonna have to. I think CeeDee Lamb looks like the only, sure thing plug and play rookie. And I think that's how it's going to be for the first half of the season. So what is Garoppolo's injury? Is a calf or is it an ankle? All of them got banged up on that turf. They lost like 4 guys. They lost Bosa.
I tweeted out too that somebody, I don't know who it was, but it was like Tom Pelissero or somebody tweeted out that the New York Giants or the Jets or the stadium authority had said that they had it inspected previously and met NFL standards, and had it inspected the night before. And so then I said, problem solved. You know what I mean? Like, all right, way to go. It was inspected. I guess none of those guys got hurt then, which is just such a ridiculous idea in the first place. But, right now, they're downplaying the severity of the injury. They're saying it's a high ankle sprain, near the end of the first half. Whenever you're downplaying a high ankle sprain, that's like being like, yeah, man, this hickey, it just kind of like just got here. Like, just don't look at the hickey. It's not what you think this hickey is. It's a high ankle sprain. Like, that concerns me right now. So I'm downgrading everybody but Jordan Reed. And let's do this. Let's transition right now to Waiver-Wire. And my first guy, my number one guy, the guy you want to get, the guy you pound the table for, knock on wood if you're with me. And I got a wooden desk that's about 5 feet long for my college graduation present. No, high school, sorry, graduation present. Thank you, Dad. I don't know, maybe it's college. Whatever, who knows? It is my guy, Jordan Reed. I mean, he looked incredible. I'm so glad he does not have a concussion right now. I hope he scores touchdowns all week long in practice, and then he gets more touchdowns. He's the only guy I trust on the offense right now, and that's insane to say that because that's just nuts. But
yeah. I mean, I got another tight end too that I can't believe I'm saying Dalton Schultz.
Mo Alley Cox.
I'm saying Dalton Schultz. Yeah. And it's the same sort of situation. I was talking to him before last week, on Saturday with somebody about, should I pick him up? And I was like, I just don't think that guy's very good. And
You're wrong.
You know what? The system is productive and he's good enough. He's good enough, and the offense is so high powered. It's a shame
Yeah.
that we didn't get to see what Blake Jarwin would have done in that offense, because he's
Oh,
definitely,
man.
he's just better.
Oh, yeah.
But
Well, I agree with you 100%. I think this is what you're seeing. I think we need to get through this narrative of it takes a village, right, to understand the whole process of NFL, DFS, daily value, weekly matchups. It's all, you're getting little pieces of the puzzle across the board. There's no easy way to understand it, right? It's a big, complex weekly beast that you're trying to tackle in every build, every lineup, everything you do. Here's what we understand: Dak Prescott targets the lower middle of the field. When you have Zeke Elliott, you have play action. You have that in the backfield ability for Zeke to squirm for 5 yards every play. That gives linebackers a bit of a pause. That gives you a little bit of an edge. And he finds those guys on out routes, on dig routes, on hooks, on slants. That middle of the field is open for business for CeeDee Lamb, for the tight end particularly. And so I love that pickup. I think that's a great pickup. He's not going to get you, how many targets? 10? He had 90% efficiency. I love that. 1 touchdown, averaging almost 10 yards a catch. That's the offense. You're right. But I do think he's worth, at least 20% of your budget maybe right now. $20 I hope gets it done and seals the deal. I think he's worth it for the long run. If you're down at tight end, if you drafted somebody who's just, sucking up your bench, if you got Zach Ertz right now, please get somebody else. That offense, by the way. Oh, I forgot. Carson Wentz, Eviscerate. I forgot. I'm going to do it tomorrow. Carson Wentz is a turnover machine right now. And I watched a breakdown of his film today. He is not seeing the field correctly. In that game yesterday against the Rams, they had a great isolation play run for that touchdown interception in the end zone. And he had a clean pocket. He did a nice little rollback, fake handoff. He had 10 yards. No one was around him. He did not put the ball where he needed to. He was behind, and he allowed the safety to come over to make that catch. So I think from now on, until Carson Wentz can run around and do things with his feet like he used to, I'm eviscerating Carson Wentz. Sorry for the forgetfulness.
I'm with that. Who would you rather have, Jordan Reed or Schultz? Dalton.
Long-term Schultz, because Jordan Reed has Kittle coming back hopefully in a couple weeks. So I think Jordan Reed is more of a plug and play. If you're down, you got a guy who's hurt this week, or you're looking for value. I think Jordan Reed's more that. Not long-term, but DFS-wise, he's also a play there too. So, but yeah, long-term Schultz is going to be the guy there. It looks like, and even as is Bell the backup to him, I think you even look at him, right?
Yeah,
because he might be somebody. I mean, look at him right now, but if somebody gets hurt, he looked okay too. He had a catch. When I saw him, I was like, oh, that guy, it's a big old man.
I was just surprised with Schultz. I mean, it's just, the system is what it is. I mean, he had a fumble too. So, but that system, he's gonna get into the end zone this year.
Right.
They're gonna be in a ton of red zone situations. So, he might be the tight end of the season right now to add off the waiver wire because of Blake Jarwin. So
I don't disagree. I think here's one thing we have to kind of get over is the surprise narrative of the backup being any good, or like, oh my God, like there's 300 million people in this country, 350 million. I don't know, there's a bunch of million of people. You don't think the backup is a good guy? Like, those guys are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, just a little segue. Hunter Henry, I can say it. Played pretty well this weekend. His backup is Donald Parham, who's a 6'7" freak who played in the XFL. If that guy gets in there, if Hunter Henry gets hurt, people go, "Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. Who's this guy?" The guy's the next guy waiting to catch the ball. They got to put 5 guys on the field.
Yeah, Myles Gaskin fits that too. Where
we have to get over ourselves, the analytics guys, the film guys, I don't like this guy from college. This guy's trash. Yeah, he is trash. And shout out Jason Sarney, because this week he got into a little Twitter thing back and forth with a guy. He said, I think Myles Gaskin has a better day than so-and-so. People trashed him. And then Myles Gaskin did have a better day than the guy. And he didn't take a victory lap or anything like that. I put a victory lap out for him today. But sometimes the overall narrative of what the overall id is in fantasy football and what people think, it just rolls over the individualism of how matchups work and how games work and how coaches think. They're not us. They're not us. And so I think we really have to take what they give us and really use that information.
That's the other thing too, why you just have to be adaptive, especially early in this. You always be adaptive, but
right,
the more you adapt against preseason narratives in these first few weeks, the better chance you have of snagging somebody off the waiver wire. I didn't adapt to last week with Matt Breida just because, I think he's more talented than Myles Gaskin, but Ryan Fitzpatrick likes Myles Gaskin. That's the other thing too. It's not just the coaches. It's the quarterback too. So I mean, he likes to throw him the ball. That's who he threw him the ball 6 times last week. So I mean, I think to me, he's just like Dalton Schultz fits into where I would say, to have drafted Blake Jarwin, I would say, well, forget Matt Breida, get Myles Gaskin, because he might be the guy that in that offense. I was definitely right about this. Jordan Howard ain't doing nothing on that offense. It's just not possible. It's not his fault. If you put him on the Dallas Cowboys, he'd be fine. He'd be great.
He's DeMarco Murray.
Yeah, he's not capable of moving the way like Matt Breida is. I've watched Matt Breida had some nice runs. So you need speed with the way that offensive line works. And so it's going to be the speedy shifty back in that offense, and it happens to be Myles Gaskin. So
well, I like your takes, and speaking of somebody else who's kind of takes I like, wide receiver wise, I hinted at this earlier. There's a wide receiver who plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Ugh.
Jaguars?
Do you say
wires?
That's a better name than the Jaguars. The Jaguars, because they're wilding out this year. Keelan Cole, senior. He's been targeted a total so far 12 times. Guess how many catches he has?
10.
Well, you're really close. If we were playing the junkie shootout, I count you a winner, brother. 11.
Wow.
11. Yeah, 11 for 12.
Wow.
He averaged 9.4 and 9.7, so he does get the possession underneath. 47, 58, so he's not burning it up, but he's got a touchdown in each of the first 2 games. This is the thing. They're going to throw the ball because they're going to be behind. And so I don't think DJ Shark is going to be as big as we thought he was. The whole offense is just going to eat. Laviska Shenault's going to get a touchdown every once in a while. I wouldn't be surprised if James Robinson doesn't get more touchdowns. So there's just going to be more offense than we thought. And I mean, I thought there was going to be some because of their terrible defense. You have to sling it around. There's going to be blowouts, shootouts, all outs with the Jaguars this year. And so I think that's somebody who I'm going to be targeting in our league. I'm not going to tell you how much to spend on him because I'm going to be lying. I'd say 10%. 10%.
I need a wide receiver so bad too, so we'll see. I'm going to be trying to get him too. What do you think he was? So far for tight ends, we're saying Jordan Reed and Dalton Schultz. We have said for running backs, Myles Gaskin as our top pickup. I say Keelan Cole is probably the top pickup for wide receivers. What do you think of Mr. Chase Claypool?
Ooh,
it's an interesting snag if you've got room on your bench for him.
I really like his ability to stretch the field and his speed out of that slot position when they line him up there is ridiculous.
He's big too.
I really do think
he's the biggest wide receiver on that team. I mean, he's like a tight end.
Red
yeah.
Red zone.
Right.
Yeah. I'd be willing to spend, maybe 20% to 18 to 20% of my fab to secure him right now, knowing that every week he's not going to get those big plays, but I think every week he does have double-digit volume kind of as a floor. I think he gets you that 10, 11, 12, 18 sometimes, gets that touchdown, 3 targets, or three catches on 8 targets for, 50 yards and a touchdown. That's kind of, I think he does have that upside. I like it.
Yeah.
What about some, you mentioned Gardner Minshew. If for some reason Ryan Tannehill is on your waiver wire, which maybe he is, maybe he ain't, but if he is, I would run to the waiver wire and grab that guy up, because he is just a game changer right now, and Adam Gase should just jump in a cold ice bath and just chill out, man, because I can't believe how many careers he's put on ice. He should do it to himself, because that guy is terrible. All his ex-players. Gesicki this week. Gesicki's a beast. He's an elevate. I started him in a league, and I crushed. So
that catch was ridiculous. That one arm behind his back catch. That was sick.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. Like, by the way, there's people out on there on Twitter this year who are fighting. Some of my friends fighting back and forth about who was Gesicki trash, not trash. And so listen, this is a silly argument. He's getting targets, he's getting volume. He is a good tight end in that system. He might not be the best tight end that you ever scouted, or you think in the annals of the. He catches what they throw to him, and he catches touchdowns. Just stop, people. Please.
Before we get into New England Baywatch, we've got to mention you got to get.
Be ready. I'll be ready.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You got to get Dion Lewis. You got.
Oh yeah, Dion Lewis is a must. You have to snag Dion.
Yep.
I can tell you, I was a smart little kitty cat in some of these dynasty leagues. Other people grabbed the Saquon-aster. I went and got Dion. I have him. I got him in a lot of leagues. I'm really excited. So, yay me. Hey me. I think he's somebody who sneaky little pickup RB-wise too. Darrell Henderson Jr.
Yeah.
30% owned in Yahoo leagues. Get that guy.
I got him.
Because Cam Akers ain't playing. Get that guy. He's somebody who you want to sniggity snag as well.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it for Elevate, Mitigate, Eviscerate, and the waiver wire. Let's talk a little New England Baywatch and go around the NFL. That was
forever and always.
That was one of the best games last night. I mean, that was like, I was telling my wife about it.
We were on the phone talking.
That was like a movie script game. That was like, it really was. I mean, it was like Friday Night Lights. Like they got down to the 1 yard line with like 2 seconds left. I mean, you couldn't have built a better, storyline for that.
No, not at all. I mean, and here's the thing. I'll be honest with you, man. This is how I roll. And I'll be honest with you. I'm going to give you the cut of my jib. I'm going to get you deep down in my soul, I love, particularly, purposefully, incredible feats of athletic accomplishment against each other. I love when Troy Polamalu intercepts a pass in an AFC championship game. I love when Ray Lewis intercepted or strip sacked or whatever, got the ball from Eddie George in one of the games. I think it was divisional game against the Ravens and the Titans back in the day. I love those epic moments in history where incredible athletic feats happen. The David Tyree catch, all these things. I want that. I want an incredible story, an incredible drive. And you're right, man. That we're watching the game, talking back and forth. Touchdown, drive, first down, game on the line, first and goal. It was everything you wanted. The NFL is back, bigger than ever.
Yeah,
I love it.
There were so many great games. I mean, and Tommy gets his first win too. I think when we're doing New England Baywatch, the edge is definitely New England. I mean, New England they do really look like they're going to be right back where they always are.
Formidable.
Yeah, formidable. But
Cam and Julian Edelman are making sweet love out there on the field, man. Over the middle is Cam. The middle too. About 20 yards downfield, 18 to 20 yards downfield is open all the time. All the time. I don't know why the safeties are so far back, but Cam is zipping these like
so
line
good.
drive throws all around, darts around 15 to 20 yards. They look unstoppable, honestly.
Well,
they look great.
That's what's so fun about this drama of New England Baywatch is, you know, we're I mean, the dream season would be they meet in the Super Bowl. I mean, that's not going to happen, I don't think. But
No, neither now.
But it's just so fun because I think, you know, Tom Brady is still good, and I think that team is going to be competitive. I think that they're going to make the playoffs too. I do think that. But when you look at the Patriots, it's just wild to say it, you know, because it's the GOAT. But they upgraded a quarterback. Cam.
They're better with
Cam.
Better.
Yeah, he's a better quarterback, straight up.
Better
quarterback in the National Football League.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, what if the Bucks would have got him? What if he would have gone in the division to the Bucks?
I know.
What happened, Bucks? You could have Tampa Bay watched it yourself. You could have been just Tampa Bay watch. Just been that.
I'm so happy Belichick gets his hands on him though, man. Because you just couldn't put him in a better situation. Like during that game, they said he is now tied with O.J. Simpson and Herschel Walker for rushing touchdowns. O.J. Simpson and Herschel Walker have the same amount of rushing touchdowns as Cam. Oh, Cam.
Hey, Cam. Oh, Cam. Cam is literally killing it.
Yeah.
We should ask OJ what he thinks about that.
Okay, so there was man, it was a rough Sunday, a lot of injuries. Devontae Adams.
Talk about wait. Dallas.
That's what I was going to say is okay, yeah.
Right, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just moving around the landscape because it was a rough week, and I was just going to name the guys, but
name them. Go down.
Well, the main ones are Devontae Adams, Raheem Mostert, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley. Prayers up for that dude.
Paris Campbell.
Anybody else that's really noteworthy? What's Devontae Adams' injury?
What'd you say?
What's Devontae Adams' injury?
They said not to sweat it. He said he'll be back this week.
Okay.
So I'm not worried about it if they're not sweating it at all.
But it was crazy. There was all the, you know, it was just a bloody bad Sunday. But
Drew Lock was knocked out of the game.
Right. Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Bosa.
Yeah. There was quarterbacks were fair game. Garoppolo.
Yeah.
It was a different type of situation where you just saw a lot of people. The older Bosa brother.
Yeah.
Was hurt. I hate to see that, man. I hate that. That made me angry. I love him.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. Someone kind of tweeted out something kind of snide, and I don't even know who they were. They probably have a bazillion followers, but they just said, "This is what happens when there's no preseason." Blah 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 blah.
So stupid.
Well, no. Here's the thing. All these things happen in preseason.
Right.
Like we just didn't have any injuries in preseason. Normally, we go into the season and guys are already hurt, and we know they're hurt because they get hurt in preseason. We don't draft them. In our leagues, you're like, oh man, so and so got hurt, he's out for the year. You heard that in the preseason game, he tore his ACL, just like somebody tears ACL, like Saquon Barkley, And so I don't. It's not because there's no preseason necessarily. That's not the root cause of it. It's just this happens to players when they play football.
Yeah.
That's the cause of it. Let's just be honest. It just sucks because. Somebody tweeted out a graphic of the first 9 rounds, and there's just like X's over all the guys who are out right now, and it's just more than normal. Yeah, it is more than normal. So it's disappointing that after 2 weeks, a lot of ships are sinking. Thankfully, mine are not. And if you're in the Scott Fish Bowl with me, I got Calvin Ridley in there. I got Julio Jones. I got Matt Ryan. I got Zeke. I got Kareem Hunt. I got Jerick McKinnon. I got T.J. Hawkinson. I got DK Metcalf. Debo Samuel's on the IR. Garoppolo's a little banged up, but I got Fitzmagic to come in and throw around. I got Ruggs in there. I'm ready to throw down in the Scott Fish.
This
I'm
guy,
over 200, two in a row, baby.
this
Woo,
guy
woo,
really,
woo.
this guy really toots his own horn, huh? I mean,
Hey,
goodness gracious.
but still, hey, listen. If you're not celebrating Oktoberfest with me, listen. I'm not gonna lie. Earlier this summer, I did call Father's Day a week early. My bad. Here's what happened. I'll give the inside scoop. Michael liked this story. My daughters came down on a Saturday morning, and they were all cute and like gushing and like blushing and like looking at me like I was like a rock star. And I was like, what do you got? What are you girls doing? You guys look so cute. They're like, we're doing Father's Day stuff for you. I was like, oh my gosh, Father's Day stuff. Rose is like, happy Father's Day. I was like, it's Father's Day? I was like, what? Like, this is the Father's Day weekend? So Saturday isn't Father's Day. Sunday is. It snuck up on me. You know, I was like, what? No clue. It was not Father's Day, by the way. Father's Day was the next week. But my daughters were doing a Father's Day thing. My wife says, happy Father's Day. I trust my family. I'm just like, cool. I go with it. I go to the store. I buy beer. I buy a bottle of liquor. I go over. I make a beer kit for my father-in-law. I go to his house. I deliver beer to him. I talk to him and my mother-in-law for half an hour outside. I'm just like, happy Father's Day. I give him the beer. Genuine. Just like, I love you, man. You're my father-in-law. And I go home. I get on Twitter. I drink my beer. I talk about it. Happy Father's Day. And then Denny Carter, he kind of makes fun of me a little bit. And he's like, now you're just like creating your own Father's Day, huh? You just think you can like shift weeks in the calendar or whatever. I was like, what are you talking about, man? And I just kind of go with that laugh. And then later he DMs me. And he's like, hey, man, my wife thought it was Father's Day too. And I had to tell her it was not Father's Day. That's next week, bro. And I was like, oh my gosh. I look back at the tweet and I'm like, it's a video. So I'm like, just like, hey, man, from one father to another, like, happy Father's Day. I'm so earnest. I'm just so like genuine, like, cheers. I drink a beer. I'm just like, God bless you. Happy Father's Day. And people are like laughing. And so somebody said to me about Oktoberfest, I tweeted out this weekend, they said, Scott, is this a real Oktoberfest or just one of those made up ones like Father's Day?
Is that how we got to this story? Because I was really wondering what the point of this story was. What does this have to do with fantasy football? Okay. All right. Well, happy Father's Day to you, sir, and happy Oktoberfest. Yeah.
Well,
We're gonna do 3 tweets real quick. Hold on. I want to know. The games of the week to me were Seattle and Dallas.
Yes.
That
comeback was
oh my gosh.
Ooh, man. And my guy CeeDee Lamb was eating in that fourth quarter, just target. And that if Dak would have got the ball up just a little bit,
yeah,
he's got a touchdown. He does get me that 10 G's, but we'll work on that with Dak. He only had like 40 plus points across the board. He was ridiculous.
I gotta ask before we do 3 tweets.
Yes, sir.
So who's going to the Super Bowl now?
All right.
Are we adjusting ranks?
I think last week I said Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. I think I said that last week.
Seahawks, yeah.
I think I said, yeah. And then I'm gonna go with them still. And then I'm still. I mean, now I think I said Baltimore last week,
too.
And you said the Chiefs. You're a Chiefs guy. I don't think I'm changing that. I think Baltimore's still there. I don't know. Does Baltimore play New England this year? I haven't checked the calendar, the schedule. Maybe I can look that up real quick and just see.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I can't wait, man. I hope they are. I hope it's a Sunday night game too. That would be phenomenal. Yeah.
Let's just check out the schedule. I'm pulling up their schedule now, and
Baltimore is.
I do not see
See
it.
him on
So,
yeah.
oh yes, it is. I
Okay.
see it. It's a primetime game on
That's week
November
10.
15th.
Yeah, week 10 at New England.
Yeah, at New England.
Doesn't matter though, but
that's going to be a big game. I can't wait for that. I'm so glad the NFL did that. Thank you, NFL. That's all.
Yeah, I think Baltimore is definitely. They just don't look like they're going to lose games. So
yeah,
I think Baltimore Chiefs. I'm going to say. Last week I said Saints Seahawks in the NFC. Saints are currently losing to the Raiders, so I don't know. I guess I'm back on Dallas. I think
what's the score of that game?
It's 24-17.
Well, how many minutes are left?
It's fourth quarter, so we'll see.
What? It's in the fourth quarter.
11 minutes in the fourth quarter, so they've got enough time, but yeah, the Raiders are just
missing Michael Thomas, huh?
Yeah. I think I'm interested to see. I think that Seattle is the clear-cut favorite in the NFC. But I am very interested to see.
Well, wait. They did lose Bruce Irvin, and he's a key linebacker for them. They lost him; he's out for the season, and they lost another defensive player too, I believe, with an ACL. So their defense.
They don't
is
need a
depleted.
defense.
So they're gonna.
They don't need a defense with Mr. Unlimited. Mr. Unlimited is Mr. Unlimited. Mr. Unlimited is just going to take them right to the Super Bowl. So
you know what? I tweeted out yesterday at him. I said maybe at Dangerous Russ, whatever. Is really Mr. Unlimited? Like, you gave him that chance just to sling-a-ling it, man. I love him. And by the way, in the league of record, your boy got him in the 6th round.
Yeah.
Woo.
Nice.
Woo! And he gives me value. And so I played against somebody who had Chris Carson last night and DK Metcalf. Guess what? My guy outscored both of them, and all your points are my points almost. So what?
Mr. Unlimited, there he goes, tooting his own horn again. Mr. Unlimited is
call me
Mr. Stacks is now Toots. Toots is tooting.
Call me Touts.
Yeah, okay, Toots.
Toots and Touts.
I think Mr. Unlimited, but I am very excited to see. I do think that win that Dallas had was pretty cool. So I still think the Saints are going to be a really good team. But I think it's Mr. Unlimited versus Mr. Mahomes in the Super Bowl. So yeah, man, that's pretty much all the fantasy shtick we've got for you. You want to do 3 tweets?
Yeah, let's jump into 3 tweets.
Let's wrap it up.
You have yours.
Okay, I sent them to you.
Do you want to go first? Because you're controlling the whole shabazz.
I can go first.
So I'm not even going to put mine, on. So set up yours and tell me who did yours and all that kind of good stuff.
Okay, I sent it to you. This is Rex Chapman. This is firefighters literally fight fire. Also, firefighters fighting conspiracy theories on TikTok. Not all heroes wear capes. Okay, so let me share the old screeny. And this, I just.
There are a lot of fire.
Okay, this,
So
there's a lot of conspiracy theories going around. I don't know if you've seen these about the fires.
Okay. Tell me when to push play on my end so I can kind of just watch it myself. I'll hear your video.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to tell you. All right. This is about this is an actual firefighter responding to all the conspiracy theories online about what's going on with the firefighters. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
A lot of fires going on right now in our country. Was it planned? Here's something so crazy that it might be true.
So if you haven't
Probably
been
not.
watching the news, the only thing besides Corona and the election is fires that they're talking about. But is it
Yeah.
not weird to you guys to know that the fires know when to stop at the border?
Because it's
mean,
a
if you
US
look,
database
it's
map
literally
you're looking at.
zero.
Not going
across
to be
the
reporting
border.
Canada fires.
Look at all the stuff we have. Not to mention
Look
that
up
there's
Canada, though.
zero stories about how any of these other fires started, except for this one that
Campfires,
everyone knows about.
lightning
Just like
strikes.
anything nowadays, this has
Not
been
very
debunked,
newsworthy.
Though. However, I have something to show you that hasn't been debunked or even talked
Probably
about.
is.
And the reason why is because I don't think a lot of people have this. Now, what you're looking at are all half-burned trees about 40 miles from Grand Canyon National Park. I screenshotted
Oh,
the
I
video
used to
so you
work
can
there.
see the half-burned trees. But wait, it gets weirder. But if this was just a regular fire, why were there biohazard
That's literally
signs
not
all
there.
over the place,
I've
including on some
worked
of the
there.
logs that were
It
down.
even
And
looks
let's be real,
edited.
this will
Come on,
probably
guys.
get taken down very soon. Now, there
I like that guy.
That looks edited. I like that. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
That's so
my
funny.
favorite part was the maps thing because that did tweak me
Oh.
out. Like I was just like, what is going on? Why are like I don't know if you've seen some of these like, but I saw one where like drones were starting fires, and I was like, oh my gosh, man, like
That's
what the-
hilarious.
yeah, and it's just like no, it's just a U.S. database map, dude. Like there are other places, so
That's hilarious.
yeah.
All right. So I want you to go to the video of Denny C.D. Carter,
All right.
my guy,
Mhm.
13.
Okay.
It's called NFL Coaches During COVID.
Oh,
And get that thing nice and big on your screen because,
all right.
you know, it's I love it. It's great.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Denny. That's awesome. He's just that.
Oh no, that's holding. That's holding. You get him. Here, you come here.
Takes the mask off, spits, and puts the mask back on. Now he's breathing heavy everywhere. This is
Not
NFL
covering-
coaches during
Not
COVID.
for his nose. It's on his chin.
Yeah.
He's yelling.
That's.
His nose is open.
Did you see Belichick doing his weird thing with his mask?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's making fun of all those guys not following the rules.
Yeah.
So
I'm
I thought
I'm
that
gonna give
was
you
just-
the win. That's a winner.
okay. So my tweet is my own.
Okay.
And
Oh, Toots
so
is
you-
up again. Toots is tuning it up. All right, Toots picks his own tweet. All right, yeah, big shocker on that. What do you got, Toots?
It's all about me today.
Yeah.
Call me the 5K guy.
Yeah,
You know, call me
Mr.
5K.
5K.
You know what I mean?
Toot,
Yeah.
Toot
Well,
it
call
out.
this guy the $1 million man.
He doesn't tweet.
Or
He
the $6
toots.
million. Yeah. So pull it up. It's the one that just says. I asked my wife if she knew who this was. I'm not care about what it says. I want you to pull up the picture.
Is
That's
this
what
the
I
one
care
from
about.
OK Boomer Carter or?
No, this is
Hold
from
on.
me.
Okay, hold on. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just pull this picture up. And then like I don't care about what I tweeted. That's not really what we don't need to read that.
Yeah.
I just want you to describe the picture that I put up. It's not my picture. I didn't
Yeah.
create it or anything.
Yeah.
Who's in the picture? What's going on in the picture? Just give us a little explanation. Love to hear what you think about this picture.
Well, I had seen this before. This is Christian McCaffrey in some weird photo shoot that he did, and
Fair,
what is it? Vanity Fair? Is that what it was?
possibly. I think it might have been that. I'm not sure.
In this
That's what I heard.
particular picture, he has his pants folded down at the top. He's abolitionist. Not a big shocker. A guy in the NFL is abolitionist that plays a skill
Right.
position.
But he has a little happy trail from the pull down point to the belly button.
And
that we
he's
have to-
wearing
right,
a
that's the-
pink scarf with a cowboy hat, and I very much
Pull down ties around the scarf that are cinching it, and then the ties are dangling with a white bead in the middle of two blue beads on both sides. I mean, it's pretty. I like it.
well, I will say,
White cowboy hat.
I would think that this was photoshopped.
Westworld, bro.
I wouldn't believe that he really agreed to take this picture, but he did. he said, "I'm going to pose." So
Yeah, I'm just very intrigued by this because this is not something that I would think that Christian McCaffrey would ever get roped into. And if you can see the picture, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
yeah, it's very odd that he got roped
It's
into this.
wild.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like now there's pictures on the internet for dudes who really didn't ever know who Christian McCaffrey was, and now they do.
yeah. Well,
It's a whole new world, brave new world for Christian McCaffrey. So
God bless CMC. It's a weird picture, but yeah.
God bless the CMC.
Well, week
Well,
2 after a lot of technical difficulties. God bless you, Toots. You are the man. 5K. You guys should follow Toots on the internet. He does give good info, and he's got a little plug for our boy Bo.
yeah, and so if you're not aware of this, you can get hot box batch sauce yourself at hotboxbatch.com. Go order a bottle of this. Bo will send it to you. If you ask for an autograph in there in the comments, I'm sure he'll autograph it for you. Bo knows. Bo, you can write whatever he wants. He'll write it on here for you. This is great hot sauce. It's delicious. Mike loves it. I brought him an extra bottle, right? I got you dapped up again.
God bless you, bro.
Are you on to number 2?
Yep.
Or what's going on?
Yeah, I'm on to number 2. I was so excited when I found that. I was like, oh, I thought he only got me 1. He got me 2, and now I'm on to number 2 already.
Dude, I knew you were going to need it, bro. It's just that good. And so, Bo, we love you, and shout out for your hot sauce. And Mike, I can't wait to bring it back next week. Hopefully we're all winners again, and we got a little bit more money in the purses. So
yep.
Peace out, guys.
Yep. See y'all next week, week 3. Peace.
Peace.